Hi everyone. So before I actually go back to do some work, um, I just want to make this video about the use of sunscreen. Okay, so I don't know whether I've actually said anything much about recently because I mean I don't want to make any more content about all this narcissistic abuse stuff because it's really negative when you have people who are just negative. Okay, so because of that, I decided, you know what, I'll do things which are much more positive, and really it's much better that way. So yeah, I'm talking about sunscreen and everything. So the thing is this, I wanted to make a little bit about this video about sunscreen because I've been using a lot of sunscreens. I mean, as usual, but the thing is that there are so many sunscreens on the market right now, and the thing is, with this current those all these silly things going on with the U.S. trade tariffs on the rest of the world, I don't think it's getting cheaper. So I mean, the fact is that when you have all these things going on, you just have to bear with it. And yeah, but talking about sunscreen, just give me some time. I'm just bring this few brands of sunscreen that I'm using right now. Okay. Hi, I'm back down here. I just want to talk a little bit more about the sunscreens I use because I'm actually supposed to get a 10, but I know that this is not healthy to get a 10 personally, because I realized from experience that when you get a 10, your skin is damaged, and then things like all these things like wrinkles. I mean, now as I grow older, I don't really think that anymore. Like things like tanning is really a healthy option. I've been avoiding it. Some people say you look very fair, but I don't want to get dark. I mean, if I want to really just get it dark by some means, what the best way to do it is, is to actually just get a spray tan. Okay, something with color, and then it will help to prevent you from having this um disorders, not disorders, those problems like people are very scared of skin cancer right now. I think that's a valid reason. As you go out, I'm really almost turning 49 this year. Okay, so what are the few sunscreens I use? Okay, the basic things I use on my face, and sometimes even the exposed areas like my hands. I don't have much, but not on my hands right now, but except for the parts where I have this thing like this freckles and all stuff. I'm very scared of these kind of things because I'm always very scared of them turning to become something more malignant. This is something that I learned when especially after the incident with the thyroid, this thyroid cyst, everything. So one thing you need to wear sunscreen no matter what. Okay, and okay, this is something that I actually got when I was in Korea. It was this SMP. It was very cheap. It was only 14,900 won, which would be around maybe 12 US dollars or something. One plus one pack. In Singapore dollar, I think it's around maybe slightly cheaper, maybe around 13 Singapore dollars, but 12 or 11 US dollars. Yeah. So the thing is this. This is a mineral sunscreen. Okay, it's the SMP UV Perfect daily sun cream. Yeah, one plus one set. So this is actually a hybrid sunscreen because you have the quite a number of sunscreens like antihexyl methoxycinnamate, titanium dioxide, which is an organic sunscreen. Not mineral, not organic. More mineral, because I don't use organic. I mean, I don't understand why people are so obsessed with the difference between chemical and uh, mineral filters. But okay, then there's some other was it 4 metal benzylidine camphor. Okay, butyl methoxy dibenzomethane. Okay, and there are a few other like sunscreen ingredients. This is actually SPF 50 plus, PA plus. I don't know how true it is, but let me just apply to give you a sense of how it works. Okay, this is really a white cream. After application, it's really white. Okay, there's some element of that. It doesn't really leave a really white cast, but for the first few moments after applying it, it will be look like this. Okay, a bit whitish. After that, it will absorb. So this is not bad. Personally, I like this. Okay, but there's this product by Cell Fusion C. Okay, which is a laser sunscreen 100 with again SPF 50 plus, PA plus. The UVA rating is actually way slightly lower. Okay, the PA plus plus, the thing is actually referring to UVA protection. So again, same thing. Okay, also a cream, but let's look at how it applies compared to the other one by S&P. This actually also leaves a slightly whitish cast, but this is virtually you don't see anything because it's invisible. It's also a hybrid sunscreen, and they actually made it for those people who have like laser peeling processes like or peeling procedures on your face and things like that. So it actually works to protect your skin when you get out in the sun. Okay, that's something I got in Greece because you know why? Anytime in Greece, you see sun all seasons of the year. Okay, so this is the brand Intermed, INTER MED, Intermed. Okay, so this is a luxury. They call it luxurious sun care. It's like a SPF 30 instant lifting face cream. Okay, this doesn't say anything about UVA protection, how much there is, but it protects you from both UVA and UVB. But one thing about this is quite interesting because it comes out as a very firm cream compared to the other two, which are more like a little bit more like a lotion texture. But when you apply it, it's really white. It's just a little bit. It can actually cover a lot of the face, but probably can use it on your neck as well, and then also your exposed part of the body. And the thing is this, because it was made to be used all over, okay, although it's really small tube, about 50 ml. I mean, the thing is that you're supposed to apply that same amount, which is like maybe 50 cents coin, all over your, let's say your face and body, or even if you want more like two tablespoons. Nothing hurts, okay, because the more you apply, it's much better. There's more coverage, and this doesn't have a real smell from what I remember. But one thing is, once you start using it, after 6 months, you must finish using it because obviously it seems to have less preservatives. And one thing about this is, now I'm feeling on my hands, is virtually something like I say very chalky, and you won't feel any kind of there's a slight smell of sunscreen, but you won't feel any kind of what should I say, tacky texture. But it is a it claims to have it's called instant lifting face cream. So it's a sunscreen, although it's a sunscreen. So there are some skincare ingredients like hyaluronic acid. There's also an anti-wrinkle complex including polysaccharide and red algae. Okay, this is actually a pretty nice one. So sometimes if after I get out of the shower after gym sessions, I realize what, my skin's really dry, but I don't have much skincare or anything in my bag because I'm trying to go light. I realized that this is actually a good substitute for moisturizer for the daytime after I wash my face, or at least got the shower tap on all over, and it actually works. There's some kind of effect. It feels a bit matte. So but generally I would say you still need your face cream or moisturizer, but this is pretty good. Okay, there are some products which I think they are good in protecting the skin, but which are not as good in moisturizing, so you need to still apply something. Okay, this would be the La Roche-Posay. Okay, I got this in Greece. The thing is that all these European brands are much cheaper in Greece compared to, say, getting it here in Singapore. So La Roche-Posay, Antelios, UV Mune 400, SPF 50 plus. Okay, I don't think it has mentioned anything about the UVA protection rating. So maybe due to regulations in the European Union. But this is very different. You see, now I'm wearing on my face, my neck. There are two different tone of colors. It's because of this. Okay, the thing is a fluid, tinted fluid. So it doesn't have this kind of like like a cream texture. It just comes out as this. Okay, it runs. So you have to be careful when you apply. Don't think that it will just stay there on your hands. It might run down. So next thing is this. For those who are very fair like me, when I apply this, I really have to blend in it, because if I don't blend in it and if I don't apply anything like makeup, foundation, pack, or although I'm a guy, okay, it looks very weird. Okay, with the color, if you don't blend it in well. So you see my hands gives a little bit of color. Right? Comparatively, there's a, I mean now you can't, I mean up close you can see the difference, but without using it up close you won't see that difference. So the thing is that this is slightly tinted, so you see my face and my neck, there are two different skin tones or colors, and this is actually very much similar to the foundation shade, which is probably around I think 23 or sand, the color sand, the shade of sand, and it's actually much more sand or beige, natural beige. So it's actually much more natural. And one thing is this: even if you're using sunscreen, not sunscreen, makeup with or foundation with SPF, you still have to use sunscreen because um, all this makeup thing, whatever, or this tinted uh, moisturizer, whatever, they will not absorb into your skin well if you don't have something like a base moisturizer or sunscreen underneath. And okay, I think the best so far, which is almost invisible and which actually really works, is this particular Japanese brand, Country and Scream. And this is something that I use for my body as well as my face. Okay, and it again, it has a very invisible feel, but this has honey extract. This brand is a Japanese brand, and so you can get it anywhere in Japan. I'm not really sure if it's actually fragrance free. Let me have a look. I don't see anything in the yeah. The one thing with Japanese sunscreen is that they always have ethanol as the second, I think the second ingredient after water, and second or third ingredient. And the thing is that okay, there's this concern about ethanol being dangerous to or harmful to the skin, but the thing is it's a binding ingredient. So because it's a binding ingredient, it should not actually interfere with the effects of sunscreen or even hurt the skin. And you know, one thing is this by itself is of course it's not good for the skin, but once you're binded in that chemical formulation, um, anything is a chemical, everything is a chemical formulation when we talk about skincare or sun care. And this actually, once it binds there, okay, it actually makes application easier. So let me just apply again. This comes out as a raw white yellowish, yeah, somewhat yellowish or whitish lotion. Okay, and then when you apply it, this is actually probably the most moisturizing among all these few. There's a very watery effect. You see, it's kind of shiny. Okay, but after applying a while, okay, generally you soak in after a while. Okay, but on the first application, it's very watery, so it bursts into all this little bit, the sheen of moisture. Okay, among all these sunscreens, I personally don't have anything to say about whether it's bad or good, but I think that generally this for these sunscreens, you want to actually just make sure that you are regular in applying it, because the longer you keep on doing this, the more it'll pay off in the long run. Okay, so but that's it for now. Okay, and I'm actually going to go do some reading because I need to do my reading. I just need to do it before the school term ends, and I need to do my marking as well. Okay, have a good one everyone. Bye bye.